support to India. And the whole user list wasn't quite sure how well this was going to go, this move. But a couple of days later, I got an email from one of the Adobe support engineers saying, you posted about a crash. Can you send us the details, please? And we need to know this and this and this, and we'll fix it. And the next release that came out had my crash fixed. And a bit later on, they put out a new release that had changed part of the interface, and they'd taken away a feature that, they'd made it harder to do one thing that we were doing fairly often. They made huge improvements overall, but they made this one thing harder. So I wrote back to the engineer and I said, you've made this harder, Wimpo. And he wrote back and said, you're right. And we got in a discussion about what would actually solve the problem that we were seeing easily and efficiently. And they added a button to the interface in response to my request. So overall, the support probably isn't perfect, but I've been very impressed by their responsiveness to people's questions about FrameMaker list. And I've heard of other people as well who've reported on user lists what sounds like bugs and have got engineers contacting them to fix them.
Sorry. Hi everyone, I use RoboHelp at current work, and we've experienced the same thing. So RoboHelp 2015, we had a bug, and it wasn't publishing the way it was supposed to for HTML, dynamic HTML, and I grumbled a bit on one of the forums, and one of the engineers got back to me and said the same thing. We'll look into it, and in the next release they fixed it. So I think compared to a lot of other providers that I've used, Adobe tend to be quite prompt and reacting to people's concerns, and always found them quite professional and easy to deal with. So that's my experience, not just with FrameMaker, but with RoboHelp as well. And I think they've got a new release, 2017 release, which I haven't used yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thanks, Rebecca. Now what we're going to do here is make this bit of an interactive session. This is a technical communication conference, so we want people to communicate, we want people to interact. That's the idea, isn't it? So we've just randomly, and I've been a user of a number of help authoring tools in the past. I haven't used Adobe RoboHelp as much as I thought I would, but I did end up winning a whole Adobe suite at one of the other tech writing conferences. It was pretty big because it's got all these products, maybe the older version, but they still do the job. So I still sort of play around with Adobe products from every now and then. But what we're going to do here, we've got a couple of topics that we just randomly came up with, and these topics are not specific to any particular software. It could be